everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Healthier Home Product Weekly Show with Corey Ken, aka Green Dad, aka Cleaning Ken. How's it going, Ken?
It's going outstanding for me. I can't complain about anything. If it were any better, I'd feel guilty.
Hey, I love it. Is it getting cold over there in Chicago?
Well, speaking of cold, it's getting rainy and cold. Yeah, the weekend had a little bit of chills and a little bit of wind and a little bit of rain. Yeah, it was one of those reminders that winter's coming.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do for Halloween for my kids. I don't know what we're going to do because we're staying in, kind of staying safe from everything. And so I'll have to figure out. I thought about making, now we don't have a huge house, but we have a pretty good sized house. And I was thinking about just shutting every door in the house and kind of like secretly, hiding something spooky and like making them knock on those doors and just handing them different candy through each door, maybe.
Why not combine kind of the Easter thing, hide the Easter eggs, hide the candy?
Or hide the pumpkin eggs. You could have pumpkin eggs with candy. Ooh, that's it. I think it's what we need to do.
I love it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I remember those things. It is a lot of fun to be able to hide. And you got to remember where you hide everything, of course, or else you find it 3 months later. But I mean, it's a couple hours of fun letting them look for things. I like it.
As we're getting ready for the holidays, as we're getting ready for everything that we're doing, we are going to be talking today about obviously some holiday stuff you can do. And, you're going to be using the stove a lot, folks. You're going to be using the stove. And when you use the stove, there's a couple things that you need to think about. One is, what the heck is on the side of my stove? Now, we're going to show you, if you are cleaning the stove, things, traditional way of thinking about things is that you need to have something that's so harsh, so chemical, so caustic that it's just going to just rip those stains apart. But it's actually quite easy to clean your stove. So easy that I saw a video from my friend Ken that just showed him wiping away months and months of baked on, caked in dirt and grime. Now, is that your experience, Ken? Have you heard of people just like talking about like, man, I need to get like this thing that's gonna, if I'm not coughing, it's not good.
Yeah, no, it's actually very true. And it's tragic really, because the biggest brand out there is it's lye. It is caustic lye. It is by definition, it's what they used to give people to poison them.
Yeah.
And then it's put in an aerosol, which has got isobutane in there. So it's flammable, dangerous, corrosive. It'll say on there, it doesn't even say wear gloves. It says wear long gloves, avoid, everything bad about it. And then it's time. Those are like the two bad elements, something very dangerous, toxic, and then long-term exposures, because it'll say right on that label, put on overnight. Well, that sucks. You got something that's poisonous, and then you're going to spray it all over the frickin' place, and then you're going to leave it on overnight. And the truth is, it stinks for several uses after that, and that concerns me. I'll tell you right now, that concerns me about spraying that stuff in your oven and then cooking something in there. What do you think is happening? That crap has to wind up in your food, which is really a revolting thought.
No good at all.
So, in thinking about this, I mean, I want to give something here with the holidays, because as we start looking forward, you could already feel that drumbeat of tension building in a lot of people, because the holidays are full of stressors, whether it's financial, having to shop, having to cook, having to clean, because all of those things add up. There's a longer list of things, but those are 3 things we want to focus on, and we can talk about these next couple of weeks. And one of those was very relevant to what we're talking about, because this product I just love this product. Pull it out. Autos and Home is such a wonderful product. It's a water-based product. It's not solvent, but you're going to see, hopefully you'll see a demonstration here of what we've got with why this is so effective, and really the difference between this and so many products that are out there, and what it means.
This is the product we're talking about, right?
Yeah, and what it means for the end user. Because if you've got a product that cleans as well as this does, it's less work for the user. And I know we've talked about some of these things before around the house, like grout cleaning. We did something that was pretty impressive, but this is just a demonstration. I want to talk through this a little bit so people know what we're looking at. This is obviously a piece of tile, but there's testing called ASTM, American Standard and Testing Methods, that use specific soils. This has a clay and an oil on the tile, and it's so you can test items side by side and see how the removal properties are for the product. And what we did with this I wanted to do this live on the live for us, but the angles and whatnot else were difficult. So I just shot this about a half hour ago in our kitchen in our office, and I put this is a standard product, store bought, on the left, and I'm just put one drop, and you see it going down, and there's not much interaction with that oily soil on the tile. This is Pull It Out Autos and Home, and again, you're just looking at one drop going on there. And what do we know about oil and water? What do they say about oil and water? They don't
mix.
They don't mix. So there's a reason that cleaning oil, and in this case, we talk about degreasing. It's really, really difficult with water-based products because water doesn't want to commingle with the oil. This, however, this Autos and Home product, it's a water-based product that is a plant-based formula that we use a really neat surfactant that makes it want to interact with oils. And you're seeing quite significantly here on the left, yeah, there you go. On the left, that's your standard store-bought product. And on the right, you're seeing the Autos and Home opening up all of that oil. It's an ASTM soil, just for the sake of discussion. It's difficult to remove for a reason, but you're seeing it open up 3 to 4x quicker than anything on the marketplace. And when I do this, I could do this with a string of products in the marketplace. This will perform as well as solvent-based degreasers. And this is a water-based degreaser. So you're getting something inherently safer for you. It's inherently safer for the surface. And there's a reason why companies use solvent, Corey, I'll tell you. Because solvent does degrease. It's what it does. But it's not a good thing to breathe. It's not a good thing to have on a lot of surfaces. In fact, there's a lot of surfaces it'll ruin. So you really shouldn't use a solvent-based degreaser around your kitchen, especially just considering the fact this is where your food is. But so again, you see that at the end of the day, that's why that product does what it does. It's pretty impressive when you compare this against items that are out in the marketplace. And I take a backseat to nobody on this product. It is really when the work calls for something that's got some horsepower, that's your product. And
love it. Yeah, I think everybody saw that I used this on my tile grout when I was in my house, and just took it right out. Just didn't have to scrub hard at all. Could have basically wiped it away. The only reason I scrubbed it was a little, little sandy like grout usually is. But yeah,
right. That's correct with anything. I mean, cleaning could require agitation. It could require heat. It could require. There's a lot of things that could go into heating or cleaning. But in general, head-to-head cleaning, that product is really remarkable. There's just no two ways about it. So I look at it and I say, well, what does that mean to the end user? I mean, grout is one thing, of course, but one of the worst things to clean in the kitchen, and again, we're going to talk more about this as these weeks move on, but I wanted to show something because I did this, and it's just an issue that's in your house. You can't escape it, and I have, it is what it is. So I mean, I'm not running from anything. We cook a lot of veggies in our house, and our favorite thing is just roasted vegetables. Doesn't matter what they are, with some olive oil. And over time, that starts to build up on your oven. And I hope you got this next video on there.
But I do. I'm trying to get it up right now.
But the reason ovens are so difficult to clean, and that's why a lot of these companies say, hey, just spray this terrible stuff on your oven and let it sit overnight in 3 days, and it'll be easier to clean. Because ovens are at awkward angles. Ovens have really difficult messes. They're baked on, and it's repeated. Well, that makes it really, really difficult to remove something.
Hey Ken, do you want all of these? Like I have oh, wait, you want just the picture, right?
Well, I think you can show the picture because I think there's a before picture in there.
Yes. Okay, hang on. Here we go. I got it. Because I have the video of you doing it too.
And there's 176 megabyte video. So that's actually my oven, just so you know. And that's only because of what you said. This is months. I do this every so often, but this is months of buildup on it, and it's just olive oil. That's basically what it is. I mean, I don't cook for crews of hungry sailors or anything. I mean,
I feel like we need a scary Jason music. Like,
so I mean, that just is what it is, and people recognize that. And there's another video we'll show later with the oven door because that's a typical thing. But then there's a video. We might as well put the video on. Just
sure.
It's the last video on that string. I sent you 3.
I'll get it.
said 176. It shows the bottle in the front of it.
Okay, give me just a second.
The other one were the oven doors.
Love it. Okay. You're going to want to see this, guys, because you can see it actually in action, which is kind of crazy. So hold on.
Yeah, you just want to remember that oven before. That's kind of what it is. And these are the things you don't want. We all know that when the holidays approach, companies come, you don't want somebody going in your oven and saying, no, geez, doesn't this guy ever clean? But we're going to show you how it doesn't have to be quite that difficult or menacing a job. And I guess shame on me for not doing a little more often, but that's why we talk about this, because this is going to get you ready for the holidays as you're moving close. So we had already cleaned the oven door in this, and you can just let it run. You can turn off the volume on there because there's just a little bit of me talking. We hear enough of my voice. But at the end of the day, what I was just showing is, after taking the pass on the oven door, and all what I did, Corey, is I sprayed this stuff on, and I literally let it sit 10 minutes. Time is a helpful thing with cleaning in general. If you let a cleaner sit on a soil, in general, it will start working. And you saw how quickly this starts to work through greasy and oily messes. So here, this is the final sidewall. I was just spraying that down and just taking a sponge, just a household sponge, and agitating it. And those are really tough little areas in there as well. But again, speaking about an oven, awkward angles are the tough thing. But if you've got a cleaner like this, it's going to make that task a heck of a lot easier. So after that, I just gave it a little wipe down, and you go from what it was before, as you saw in that image, to something that looks remarkably better. And even if you see at the bottom of there's a little burnt on something that I just noticed as we were shooting this. And I told Kyle, he was shooting. I said, let's do this real time. Just hit that, and we'll just we won't even let it sit. We'll just give that a hit, and it started to break that thing down pretty quickly. And we were able to take that baked on mess from where it was to gone that quickly. So ovens, even though they are your worst nightmare in the kitchen. And instead of using toxic chemistries, instead of using things that are flammable, corrosive, God forbid if you ever swallowed it or anybody else, I don't even want to think about that. But you don't have to have that issue. You don't have to have that issue. You can clean with something that's safer to be around, that's highly effective on the surface, and it's going to make your guests come over and say, my Lord, this guy, he keeps a nice household. I love it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a great piece, and we'll talk about more of these things, getting your kitchen and house de-stressed for the holidays, because cleaning is not going to be any easier than when you talk about the healthier home products.
That's right. I love it. Well, I think it was a perfect demos. I actually loved them. And I appreciate you showing me. I've told you I wanted to see more demos, so this is perfect.
When have you ever steered me wrong?
Hey, it's all about that demo. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon. Have a great rest of the day. Get ready for the holidays. They're coming. I think we're like 11 weeks away from Christmas.
It's getting there.
It's nuts. All right, people.
Okay,
We're 15 days away from an election, which is even better, because when that's over, woohoo, we can just celebrate. Thank God it's over. I don't want to hear about any more election stuff throughout the news. All right, people. Have a good day. Take care.
We'll see you.